Okay. Quid actum sit. It's a subjunctive in caelo. Ante diem 3 idus octobris anno novo. So what took place in heavens, in the sky, or in heaven, ante diem, that's a preposition taking the accusative, before the third day Ides of October, which would be October 13th. Anno novo. This will be in the new year. Initio secula. Okay, these are double genitives, and that's a superlative. In the beginning of this most lucky age, I want memoriae tradere. I want to hand into memory, or to record what happened in the heavens on this day. Nihil nec offense nec gratiae dabitur. That's a passive, so nothing, neither of offence nor of favour or influence, will be given. Haec, these things, ita vero, thus true, si quis. If there's anybody, quae severit, who's inquiring, unde scan, from where I know these things which are true, first of all, primum, if nolo vero, looks like a future perfect, non respondebo, that's just the standard future. If I don't want to, I will not respond. Quis coacturus est. These go together, coacturus est. So, who is there who will force me? Ego scio. I know, me liberum factum. I was made free, factum's past passive. Ex quo suum diem obit illi. Illi is the nominative. From he who went to meet his day. That means he died. Qui, relative. Verum proverbium fecerat. He who had made this true proverb, I suppose we could say, ought either regem, a king, or fatum, it's an adjective, passive infinitive, nasci, oportere. It's impersonal. So, from he who died, he had made this proverb that you either ought to be born a king or an idiot. Si libuerit respondere, dicam quod mihi, dative, in buccam venerit. It's simple enough. It comes into buccam, which is his cheek or his tongue. So if I shall be free to respond, if I feel like responding, I shall say quod whatever comes under my tongue. And if we look back here at fatuus, that adjective, it was foolish, silly, idiotic, but I made a noun out of it. Quis unquam ab historico uratores egit. So who is there who's ever, taking a singular ablative, from a historian, exegit, forced out urators. That'd be like, usually judges, that would probably mean witnesses here. Tamen si necessi furit. Nevertheless, if it was necessary, auctorem, accusative, to produce, usually can be an author, or I'd say, since they're talking about witnesses, it would be the authority. Querito, it looks like a future imperative. Search ab eo, from him who drusilem eientem, that's your present participle. Him who's in caelem vidit. So from him who saw Drusilla going into the heavens, produce him as your witness. Idem Claudium vidisse se dicet. Okay, likewise, or the same dicet, who will say himself have seen Claudius iter facientem. There's another accusative present participle. So the same person said he saw Claudius making a journey, non passibus equus, in quotes, which means with steps not equal, so with not equal steps. Velit nolit, both verbs, necesse est, illi, to him, omnia videre. He wants to, he doesn't want to. So in two minds, it's necessary for him to have seen everything, quae, relative, which, aguntor, which is going on in heaven. So does he want, or doesn't he want to know everything that's going on in heaven? Appia viae. That's the Appian way. It's in genitive, so here we go. Curator est. He's a curator of the Appian road. Qua which, skis, you know, also, or edet, so it's both divine Augustus and Tiberius Caesar, ad Dios, to the gods, isse. That's just, they travelled, they went. So he was a curator of the Appian Road, which, both of the Caesars used to go to the gods. Hunc si interrogaveris soli narrabit. Nice and short. This thing, demonstrative pronoun, if you should ask him this, narrow it a bit. It's future, so he'll tell you this soli, alone, so just the two of you together. Quoram pluribus nunquam verbium faciet. That's another future verb. So adverb, publicly or face to face with many, he will never make a word. Nam, for ex quo, from him, in senatu, that's a fourth declension, juravit. So by him it was sworn in the Senate, say reflexive, to have seen, he saw himself that Drusilla, present participle accusative, was ascending into the caelum, into the sky, there's no ad in front of it, and Eli, and for him, pro tam bono, for all the good, nuntio nemo credit. Okay, so no one believed his message for such good that he did. Quod viderit, they didn't believe what he had seen. Verbis conceptus, looks like ablative absolute. Okay, so these weren't conceived of words. How should I put this? He said he wouldn't make up words. He affirmed he wouldn't make up words, that he would not be a witness, indicaturum. It's basically your index finger. Even see if in middle of the forum, these are in apposition, so in the middle of the forum, hominem occisum visit. He had seen a man, past participle, slaughtered, and the goes with a hominem. Ab hoc ego. From him I, quae tum audivi. That's perfect. The things which I have heard, then, certa claro, I bear this with a certain clearness. I think that it was clear the things I heard from him. Thus, illum salvum. So him, safe and sound and happy, habiam. It's subjunctive. It doesn't really mean have. It's a reason I consider, or more of that. I hope he will be safe and sound. Okay. Iam phoebus breviore via contraxerat. Now in ablatives, Phoebus is the sun. The sun is drawing the arc of its light in a shorter road or route or a course. And obscuri crescebant, it's an imperfect, tempora somni. And so in this darkened time of growing sleep or of the night, and now suem victris augabat Cynthia regum. Cynthia is the moon. And so now the conquering or victorious moon was increasing its kingdom. Et deformis himps, that's winter. So an ugly winter. Carpabat pix gratos honors. These are the handsome looking or pleasant honors. Genitive of rich autumn. And also senescere Baccho, and ablative absolute with Bacchus ordered to grow old. Carpabat picking, again we've had Carpabat again. Ceres is late, Vindamitor, it's a star, but it's also the picking of grapes, and uvas are grapes. So picking late, these are rare or thinned out grapes or something like that. Puto magus intellegi. I shall say, I think, so that I can be understood better, magus, if I shall have said, mensis erat October, it was the month of October. The dies 3 idus Octobris, that was the 13th day of October. Orem non possum curtem tibi dicere. The hour I'm not possible to say to you, with certainty, you can put them in apposition. Facilius is more easier amongst the philosophers than amongst the orologica. That's than against clocks. It is agreed. That's an impersonal. Nevertheless, inter sextem and septimum erat. It was between the 6th and 7th hour. Nimis rustis. That's the second vocative. So it's too much, you rural person, or calling himself addio his. To such an extent, these omnes poeta, all the poets, add quiescence to this. They all agree on this. Non contenti, the I means it's plural, so they are not content. Ortus and occasus, that's the rising and the setting. Describere, to describe the rising and the setting, and as even medium diem, these are in apposition again. They're restless in the middle of the day. Tu sic transibus, that's from transeo. Thus shall you pass by such a good hour. Jam medium curu phoebus. These are both in apposition of ablatives. So now, in the chariot of the sun's chariot, divisere the orbum, had divided the orb, so it was in the middle of its pathway, basically, with the sun's track. And propria, that's comparatively nearer, nocti to night, fesas quietabat habenas. He was shaking the tired reins, the reins that you control horses with. Obliquo flexam dudecans, present participle, tramite lucum. So this is an obliquo tramite. This is a sideways path, basically. He was leading the light on this sideways track, probably because it's going sideways because it's part of a circle. Flexam in a band. Claudius enamam agere copit. Claudius began to agere his breath. He was breathing. He was still breathing, obviously. Neither to find an ending. He was not able to find an ending. So he began to breathe his last breath because of the exitum, and he was not able to add any more to his life, and he died